You're now listening to Radio India on Worldwide Digital Stream, radio for a better world.
Hey, Ann.
Yeah,
Hi, Ann. Venu here. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you? You getting any rain over there?
Oh, we are getting really bad rain, really thundering and rain. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. First, well, sorry.
Settles the dirt.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Well, I need to inform you first. I'm recording this phone call for my radio show right now.
Okay.
That we need to, I need to inform you that. So, and I'm calling you to talk to you about your experience in Bangladesh when you were there in 1980. And for me, the fascinating part was going from the United States to Bangladesh, which is at that moment, they just got their independence a few years ago. I mean, it's a pretty poor country at that point. I mean, now they have improved a lot, but in 1980, I mean, that was the year I was born, but I don't know much, but I know this much is that they were really, even India itself was really backwards. So I would like to start with knowing, if you don't mind, how did it come about you going to Bangladesh?
Well, my ex-husband had a contract with USAID
Mm-hmm.
to go over and work for the farmers.
Mm.
And the company that he worked for was core funded through USAID, and it worked for the farmers to help them with longer growing crops, higher yields, where they got more, out of their crops.
Mm-hmm.
We introduced at that time popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
For all iceberg lettuce.
Mm-hmm.
Although they had the romaine lettuce and leaf lettuce that they grew there.
Mm-hmm.
But of course we didn't eat any of that because of the parasites that you could get.
Yeah, and
from a lot of the food. Our rule of thumb was if you couldn't peel it and it wasn't cooked hot, then you didn't eat it.
yeah. Even now when I go to India, my mom makes sure that she boils the water for me. Even now.
Yes, we boiled all our water. Brushed our teeth with the boiled water.
Mm-hmm.
They recommended that women shower rather than bathe because of the parasites in the water. And so it was quite a cultural shock for me.
Mm-hmm.
Things that I took for granted here were not available there. I hadn't been there even maybe about 3 weeks, 4 at the most, when President Zia was assassinated. And he was, and of course, like you said, they hadn't had their independence but maybe 3 years. And so we went under martial law.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was, I was never frightened. I never feared for my life there, ever. Then, the Army took over, so we was under martial law, and eventually it was President Gershot that took over. And I think it was after I left there that Zia's daughter became the leader of Bangladesh.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, well, I know she did, but it was, during that period of time, like I said, I did not feel unsafe.
Yeah. Now, when you say you didn't feel unsafe, is it because of the people around you, or what was it about uh, different made you feel safe? Did you feel like, the uh, people were helpful, people were good to you? I mean, you were good to, I mean, you guys were there to do good stuff. So, uh, maybe they were kind of paying you back in that, or how was that?
Well, it just seemed like they were so pro-American
Mhm.
that it seemed like they looked out for me.
Mm.
If there was at one time when the rickshaw wallahs were getting ready to riot,
Mm.
and the storekeeper came to me and he told me that I needed to leave because of what was getting ready to happen. And of course, we left, and they did. They had 2 or 3 days of riots and stuff in that area. So it was just things like that that I felt like that they kind of looked out for me
Mhm.
because I wasn't. Maybe it's because I wasn't afraid, and I should have been. I don't know. But I just made a lot of good friends there. Of course, life was different. I was fortunate enough to have servants.
Mhm.
Now, of course, everybody had the chowkidars, or what they call it, their guards.
Yeah. Mhm.
We had 20. We had daytime and nighttime. And we had gardeners. The mollies that were kept our yards up, and the servants inside. I found that the men were more trustworthy than the women
Mm.
for the inside help.
Mm.
The
Mm.
women would steal.
Mm.
They stole clothes, because I knew if I had the woman servant, that I had to count all the pants. I had to count the socks. I had to count the shirt to make sure that they weren't stealing. So I just usually always had, a male for the inside help.
Mm.
And I managed the American club there,
Mm.
where I had 80 host country nationals.
Mm.
And they were all men. And at the American club, we had tennis courts, sports courts, swimming pool, restaurants, a little movie theater. Um, that was an awesome experience with them because I had Christians, Muslims, Buddhists, Hindus
Mhm. Mhm.
that all worked for me.
Now,
And
when you
that was,
say when you say movie theater, tennis, so did you guys get to watch the movies from here? Did you guys get to watch Hollywood movies in those days there?
well, they had what they would bring in it was VHS.
Oh yeah.
On,
Yeah.
yeah, it was, we just had it set up like that, where the kids didn't have a lot to do.
Mhm.
They either went to school, went home, or they came to the American Club, or they went to a friend's house.
Yeah.
Because the theaters and shopping, it's nothing like it is here.
Yeah.
And they were all in, most of the kids didn't speak the language, so
That's true.
yeah, the theaters were not something that they could go to. No malls,
Mhm.
But most of the entertainment for the young adults and kids was done there at the American Club or at school or at
Mm.
home.
Mm. And did you and your ex-husband ever went to India from there? Or did you guys just stayed in Bangladesh altogether?
Oh no, I love Delhi.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, I could just go to Delhi. There was a hotel there. I wish I could remember the name of it. They had the best lentils and naan I've ever eaten in my life.
Mm.
Oh, I can taste it now. It was so good. And I loved Agra,
Uh-huh.
going to the Taj.
Mhm.
Jaipur, I loved going to Jaipur. That was just,
And did you
you know,
did you
it was,
travel in train? All of this was in train, or did you guys? take the plane?
Uh, we traveled. Well, we flew into Delhi, but then we would take cars
Mm.
and travel. There was. I went to Agra probably about 3 times.
Mm. Mm.
With, going to Calcutta. Love going to Calcutta.
Calcutta was pretty close, probably because it's right there. So
Yeah, it was the roads and stuff were.
not good.
If you hit it just right, you could probably drive to Calcutta faster than you could fly.
Yeah.
But we always flew into Calcutta,
Mm. Mm.
and we would go there and shop. I don't know. It was just after being there, for 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
that was like my home.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I fell in love with the people, and I fell in love with the country. I could have stayed there forever and been fine.
Mhm. Mhm.
I had cultural shock when I came home, so
Yeah.
that took stress.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, U.S. is home to me now, and I'm living here so long now. I feel like this is home. So I totally understand. So now, when you said you went to Delhi and you said Agra, Jaipur. I mean, these are most. I mean, Jaipur is a beautiful. Beautiful. They have beautiful forts. They have you know, palaces, everything else there, and
Yes.
even the food's good there too. And I mean, and in Delhi, I mean, I lived in Delhi. I went to school in Delhi, and all my high school and my music school and everything. I went in Delhi. Is there anything you felt like in Delhi which kind of stood out? Now, what year was? Do you remember what year you were in Delhi? What?
Oh, well, it was throughout the decade that I was in Dhaka, because we decide we're going to go to Delhi.
Mm.
A lot of times when returning back to Bangladesh, we would go through and stay 3 or 4 days or, a week in Delhi.
Yeah, yeah.
It was nice. I love being able to go to Gandhi's memorial and all of that. That was really, really nice.
Yeah, yeah.
And the people are fun.
Mhm.
I had good friends in Bangladesh. She was a well-known singer in Bangladesh.
Mm.
And so, I mean, I just, the people that I associated with there were very elite. They were the upper class.
Upper class, yeah, yeah.
But then I also had friends that were not upper class.
Mhm.
That I, brought children in from, not children, but, kids from villages, and I had classes where I taught them that wanted to work in a home and be a domestic, as they called it.
Mm.
And so they would come in straight from the village. Well, most of them had not ever seen a Western toilet,
Yeah.
an ice cube.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, there was just things that we took for a refrigerator,
Mhm.
A gas stove, showers. I mean, just things that we took for granted. So that was a privilege for me to be able to work with them. I worked with a lot of different, not a lot, but several Bangladeshi ladies when I worked at the American school. Helped them to learn English.
Mm.
And that was fun as well. I enjoyed being able to do that. So overall, I can just say it was a wonderful, wonderful time in my life.
Yeah, and I mean, in the past, I spoke to you a few times, and you never said that. Oh my God, I couldn't be there. And I mean, again, I believe it's on the personality too. The person you are, you accept people right away. I mean, I know you for good 6-7 years now. So I know that it kind of goes both ways. Like the way they accepted you, people of Bangladesh, you accepted them. So it goes both ways. Where I'm sure they think of you the same way. It's like she's when she was here, she was a nice lady. She took care of us and all that. So now when you say that when now did you guys did your job did you guys' job allowed you to how often were you allowed to come to US, or was there a limit that you can only come once a year or anything like that?
We came back about every 2 years.
Hmm. Hmm. So every two.
When we first went there, it was a 6-month contract.
Hmm.
And then it went from a 6-month contract to a 1 year, and then it went to a 2-year contract.
Yeah.
So during that time, it started out we could come back once a year.
Hmm.
Even during the 2 years. So we could have come back twice during that 2-year period. But we usually just came back every 2 years.
Wow. Yeah. And I'm sure the flights were long too. I mean, the stops were long. You have to stop pretty much. I mean, now you can go to Delhi in like 19 hours, 17 hours. Yeah.
Oh, it was pretty long then.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, it was about that long. If we didn't fly over,
Uh-huh.
the northern part, if we went the southern up, then we would stop in Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we'd have a layover, a couple of hours or change planes in Tokyo, but we always stayed in Hong Kong for a couple of days, and we'd fly into Bangkok. Stay 2 or 3 days there, just mainly to kind of get over the jet lag.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we'd fly into Dhaka.
Yeah.
And Dhaka, when you fly in, the size looked like it had been swept with a broom. It just looked so clean.
Yeah.
And of course, once you got on the ground, you found out that it wasn't, in certain areas. But overall, I thought it was a beautiful, beautiful country. I loved the tea gardens, going to Sulat.
Mm-hmm.
Chittagong and Pune.
Mm-hmm.
Used to go with Sister Joanne to Laura. Sisters had bought property in that area, and so anytime you buy property there, usually the homeowner not the homeowner, but the property owner goes in and clears the land. It takes all the trees and all of that off of it. And so they had planted pineapple. Of course, they had rice, and we got some avocado trees started. But I would go up there because we would have to take a ferry, and drive so far, and if my ex-husband didn't send me in the 4-wheel drive, then we would take a rickshaw back in there to where she was. Because it was too rough for the car to get back through there, but 4-wheel drive we could. And a lot of times, we'd take the bus. We'd ride the bus to a certain point. And you know what the buses are there.
Oh yeah. Oh boy, yeah. It's I mean, my part is like when you are a foreigner. I can tell you my experience in India. Especially when we were living in Delhi, there was these street vendors.
Yeah.
Their aim was to get the price was foreigners was different than the locals.
I knew how to bargain.
Yeah.
Even with the rickshaw wallets.
Yeah.
Yeah, the baby taxi, she has to bargain with them.
Yeah, and And now, and the another thing is they look at foreigners. They just stare. I mean, my wife is American. And when we uh, when even people look at her, like they just stare at her. I don't know. It's and they make her uncomfortable. It's just, and they don't think. I don't think they're doing it on purpose to make people uncomfortable. They're just curious, and because
They're
somebody's a
just
little,
curious.
yeah, yeah, somebody's a
Yeah.
little somebody's a little bit different. So, and now as far as the buses go, it was, I mean, in India there was a system where there's some assigned seats for ladies, and then in the back there was seats for men and all that. Was it like that in Bangladesh too, like seating?
No, not
No.
the best I wrote.
Mm.
And I had Sister Joanne, and she spoke the language fluently.
Mm. Mm.
So, it wasn't a problem. I mean, I would just go to the market, and a crowd would gather, the street urchins, so little bakers and stuff.
Yeah.
But I learned enough of the language that they quit bothering me.
Mm.
And then with my red hair,
Yep.
I learned real fast. I would just tell them, Mak Kurban, Haji.
Mm.
And then they would leave me alone. I had, little coolies that, gosh, I watched them grow up, 4 or 5 years old, and they started carrying my bags for me.
Mm.
And by the time I left, they were, some of them taller than I was.
Mm. Mm.
You know.
Now, do you keep in touch with the people there now? Do you even?
Well, they've all kind of moved away. Shafi and Latifah, my good friends, their kids all live here in the States.
Yeah.
And so they kind of go back and forth.
Mhm. Mhm.
They had twin boys and then a daughter.
Mm.
Gosh,
Yeah.
those kids would be in their late 30s now, I think.
Yeah.
So, but us at the RF were like in the 6th, 7th grade when I was working at the American school. I could tell them apart,
Mm.
but the teachers couldn't.
Yeah.
And so Asif would be in Asif, and Asif would be in our class.
Mm.
And teachers never knew.
Mm.
So then I told the teacher what they were doing, and boy, did they scold us. Yes, they still did it. But
Yeah. Yeah. It's just and what was your I mean what was the actually financial situation in Bangladesh like? Uh, and again, in India it's rupee. Is it the same in Bangladesh? It's rupee, right? They have their own rupee.
no, they don't have it. It's taka.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
Mm.
we was getting like 33 taka for $1.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I mean it was just so I just would be a little more generous with my help and servants than what my husband knew. I didn't tell him.
I mean, even now, like even the Indian rupee today is 60 rupees for $1 right now. So
Is
yeah,
that what it is now?
yep, that's where we are at right now. 60. Even it might be 161 or 62 rupee. Yeah. So it's. I mean, there was a time when it dipped and then it goes back up. I mean, I don't know how these things work, but it's kind of different financially. So it does pay when you. I mean, a lot of Indians, a lot of Bangladeshis, when they become doctors, engineers, they to get a better life and to support their family back home, they go to UK. They come to US, and they send money. They send money, home where they can spend it better because again, a couple of dollars can go a long way there. So, and when you say
Oh,
30, sorry, go ahead.
no, I started to say, for even 5 talk a day, that's a lot of money if you can feed yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have even two taka.
Mm.
At that time, that was, one or two taka. If it was just you, if you had a family. But I used to buy these. And of course, we were there when Bangladesh flooded so bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we had two camps of displaced people. I think it was like 5,000 in each camp. And we fed them once a day, and we worked with the students, the university students, to prepare the food and to get it to them. I mean, you can't take care of everybody there, but even that little bit helped.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so amazed. It was a very humbling experience for me because they were so grateful and so happy to be alive, and they just kept thanking God that they were alive and what they had, and most of them just had the clothes on their back.
Yeah. Yeah.
They lost everything.
Yeah. I mean, I met a lady here, and her son went to Hyderabad, where my parents live now, as a missionary, as a Christian missionary, and she said that he went there to teach, and then when he came back, he himself was a little bit of a change man. While teaching, he learned that he met this woman. She was an older lady, and she was living in this just a little hut. There was just one hut, and she was living there, and she was just happy with what she had. She didn't expect anything. She didn't. All she had was food to eat and this little hut. Nothing else. And she was just. But she had the smile on her face, and she was just happy with the fact that she's alive and she has food to eat, and she was basically content with what she got. And this guy comes back and tells his mom that, Mom, I mean, we need to learn that how they're just happy with what they got. And it's just exactly what you said, that they yep, it I guess it I think it basically depends on person to person. We can either be happy or we can either be complaining about stuff. We can just accept the situation the way it is and say, hey, look, this is what God gave me, and this is plenty for me at this point. This is, at least I have all this. And or you can complain about, why don't I have, and these things, which, I mean, I can tell you a little bit about my country, and where India, and some of the people, as the money is coming into the family. We have a big family, my father's side and my mom's side, and that's going away. The contentment is kind of going away, where people are wanting more, more, and more. I want 3 cars. I want a bigger house. I want another house. And I guess on one way, there was a time when people would be happy with one house, and maybe not even a car. I mean, not everybody has cars in those countries. So, and but now, as they're getting more and more, people are not happy. So I think people need to kind of look at the past and learn. People of my generation needs to look. Hey, look, our parents or our grandparents didn't have all this. So what I'll do, first of all, thanks for sharing, everything with me. And I was really, really, really looking forward to talking to you about your experience. And so thanks for giving me your time. And I will, do you have anything else to add at the end? What is your, any kind of a message or anything you would like to say with the experience you have traveling around the world?
Well, Binu, I'm just very grateful for my life experiences. It's taught me, I have learned, not to be so judgmental, to accept and love people for who they are, not what I expect them to be. And that was one of the things I think that I came away from in Bangladesh, was living with and seeing the poverty and the starvation and what people were living with, but they were happy.
Yeah.
They had a happy attitude, and I think if we all remember to be grateful for what we have, who we are, and where we are,
Mhm.
that and to love people and keep that going, that we just have a better world.
Thank you.
And know that being right is not really, really important.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I have enjoyed visiting, and thank you for asking me to share my experience in Bangladesh with you. It's been very nice. I always look forward to seeing you in Marika.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fun to have you next time when your folks get back. I hope I get to meet them the next trip.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They'll be here soon.
Yeah.
Thanks, Anne. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.